Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel, and for video 2 in the holiday card making series, tips and tricks for our holiday card making. So today I am going to focus on pulling out dies that we might have in our stash and simplifying your cards but making them wow at the same time with just a little bit of some additional embellishment or just things you add to it. So I'm really excited to show what I've come up with using mostly these snowflake dies. I have a set from scrapbook.com. I think every company out there has a set, so if you have one, pull them out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them through my die cutting machine here, as you can see, with white cardstock and some pattern paper. Nope, not pattern paper this time. We're going to do solid colored cardstock. Now, in my videos, you might notice I don't use a lot of colored cardstock because I don't have a lot. In fact, I only have a few paper pads from scrapbook.com. I don't have like a particular set of paper that is, coordinating with ink pads or anything like that, because I don't really use color cardstock that much. And if I do want color on the edges or stuff like that, I'll just use ink to get it. So that might be why you don't see much of that from me, but I am going to pull out this peppermint stack here, and I don't end up using any of the pattern paper that I used in video 1. If you want to check that out, I'll link that at the end and below. But I am going to be using the peppermint cardstock in a mint and the navy color. So really excited about this color theme. I think I'm going to be sticking with this for a little bit. I feel like it lends to some wintry themed cards too, not just the traditional red and green in Christmassy card. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run this through the die cutting machine as well. I am using my Sizzix switch. Super huge fan of the Sizzix switch. If you have it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'm curious about that. I find that it's as good as I was hoping it was when I saw it back in 2020. So I thought I'd keep this really quick little clip in here. It's me making my sandwich for my die cutting, and in case you wanted to see how big the plates were for the Sizzix switch. So this paper is a 6x8, so it's pretty large. And one of the main reasons I purchased this machine was because I can use my Biggs dies in it. Those really thick steel plate dies, whatever they're called, but they're the really thick ones. That's why I got it. All right, now I'm going to start. I have my white and my mint color, and I'm going to coordinate by doing alternate colors. The first thing I want to say about your dies is you don't have to use your dies flat as they're, singularly intended. You can layer them up, which is another way to give a wow accent onto your card. You could place these all around your card or your scrapbook layout and lay them flat and they would look beautiful. But I really like the addition that putting them on top of each other lends. I think it looks great. I think it adds dimension. Super fun. My next tip for simplifying your projects is stick with the same color theme. Make multiple cards at one sitting. No one's going to really be receiving your card more than once, so it's okay if they look similar. Also, you get an idea or an opportunity to use your creativity in different ways on the different card panels that you have laid out. So I have 2 mint card panels and I have 1 navy card panel. And so I'm going to do something different, very different with all 3 of them. This first one, I'm going to use some Juniper Mist ink by Catherine Puller. And I'm going to just do the bottom heavy in the ink and I'm going to let it fade up. Now it might look a little bit splotchy or messy right now, but I'm going to add a few things to it. You're not even going to really see the splotchiness that you are capturing right now in the video. I'm pulling out my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White Paint. I think it's got to be years now. Years ago, I did a video on what white splatters stay the whitest when they dry on colored cardstock or ink backgrounds, and this was the overall winner. And so that's the one I use. It is very opaque. It's a tiny bit dried up, so all you have to do is add a little bit of water and you can get that paint moving around quite a bit. And so I'm going to take my paintbrush and then a acrylic block here, and I'm just going to flick it all over my project here. So you're going to see me do that. I think I kept this in real time just to kind of see what that looks like. I don't know what's going on, and none of you know this, but I've had to pause this this voiceover like 6 times already, and we're only like 4 minutes in. I have no idea what's going on with me today, but I'm having a hard time getting my words out. All right, so I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, but I am going to do the same. This is probably the only thing, aside from using the same coordinating type of dyes for my sentiment and the snowflakes, that are going to be similar on all 3 of these cards. I'm going to do different things to really kind of jazz them up a little bit. But remember, you're not going to be sending 3 cards to the same family or person, so you can do that, and it saves a lot of time. So best of both worlds. You get to really practice your creativity, and you get to kind of keep the time to a minimum, because I think I made all 3 of these cards in less than an hour. And so I thought that was pretty good. Was that pretty good? I know I've spent 2 hours on a card before, so I think 3 in 1 hour is pretty good. All right, so and then I'm going to start layering up my my die cuts here, my snowflakes, and I'm using Barely Art liquid glue. It's my all-time favorite liquid glue. I think it's fantastic. The thin nozzle makes this stuff last forever and a day, and so I've been using Barely Art glue for over 2.5 years now, I think it is, and this is my 2nd bottle of it, so, and I use it all the time. So now I'm going to take this glitter dust, and this is the silver glitter dust, and well-ventilated area, highly recommended, and then I'm just going to spray this. It gets a really nice coating of glitter on your projects, wherever you're going to do that. It's probably best to take it outside. I had the windows open right next to me, so I was okay. But this, I love, love, love this stuff. It's really great. And it's really going to be hard for me to pick this up on the video, I think. But it's more of like a chunky kind of glitter look, but it's adhesive, like it's spray, so it's not going to be falling off. And so I just think it's a really great addition. Now I'm going to start to put my cards together. So we have the dried backgrounds, we have the little snowflake look, of course with the large snowflake as the center focal point for our cards. And I'm just going to start putting this down. Now you're probably wondering why I'm keeping all of this together. I didn't feel like pulling it apart. It was probably easy to pull it apart because the other ones were, but they were also already together. So to save time, another tip, just don't work on pulling them apart if you plan on outlining it anyway. And so I did. I then took the silver outline and I placed it right over the white. And then I just had to go back with the silver inner part for the O's. And that's going to really finish off this sentiment. This sentiment set, this is a die set from scrapbook.com as well. And I'll put all that information on the screen as we go and listed below if you want to check them out. I am just a sucker for a chunky sentiment, easy die because I feel like it saves so much time. I absolutely have tons of stamps and I use them, but when I'm trying to make multiple cards or I'm trying to do some quicker type of crafting, I find that sentiment dies are my go-to. Now I'm going to move on to the next card here, and I'm just going to do the same thing, except I did pull apart the letters on these. I chose to go with 2 sentiments on this card because I thought it was fun and maybe unexpected. At least for me, I find myself a little bit linear when it comes to my card making in the holidays. So I'm trying to really just take a minute with my stuff and just think about it and how I could use it differently. And so I'm going to then fill these in. Here you can see me pulling apart the letters from the other die. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill all of my Jolly and my Merry up. Don't forget to keep the little parts for the R, and that will finish off your sentiments. I like to use this wax tip tool that I have here for putting down either gems, jewels, sequins, or even letters like this. The wax piece sticks to virtually anything. So whether it's paper, plastic, gem, it doesn't matter. It's going to hold it and stick to it. So I really like, that's one of my favorite tools. And so yeah, I just go ahead and fill in with my liquid adhesive, and then I'm going to add my pieces straight to it. I've also bought wax pencils that they use to add gems when you're at the nail salon. So look around and see. I'll link what I use, but I really, really think this is one of the best type of tools that I've used when it comes to putting stuff down. And I think I did a review on that too. What haven't I done a review on? Do you have any ideas? You can pop them in the comments down below if you want me to review something. I'll see. The only thing I won't review is the different kinds of dye inks. I've gotten that request a lot, and I can't justify the cost to do that. And so I just stick with my favorite, which is Catherine Polar. Now here is that finished card. All right, let's move on to the final one, and we're going to, no, this isn't the final one. Is this the final one? Okay, I thought about editing that piece out for just a second, but I thought I would leave in my confusion so that you can all be in the same state of mind with me, because I was so confused why that card was coming back. I just added a gem right to the center of that snowflake. This one I thought was just, I don't know why this one just brought me so much joy, but it was so fun to do because I decided to go with a diagonal for the word Mary, which gives it just a little bit something different. And so I'm just putting those down, and a good gauge is start the next letter at the halfway point of the previous letter. This way you're probably not going to go wrong when it goes to your spacing. Okay, so that's definitely a tip on that. Then I'm going to make them look like they're little ornaments hanging down from the tree. I just wanted to try it. In fact, this was risky because right before I did it, I was like, I don't know what this is going to look like, but we're going to go with it. So I did that, and then to finish that off, you'll see in just a minute, I'm going to add something additional to that. Now my snowflake is going to be down here. I love the way this sort of ombre, I don't know if it's even an ombre, it's just that darker ink from the bottom coming up. I really love that. I think it adds so much interest to the card design, and so I will definitely be doing that in future cards. And then I'm going to add my gems here. I just have some flat-backed diamonds in my stash, so I'm going to put those down, and then I decided to go with the tiniest diamond in the grouping. And I'm going to add those to the bottoms, I guess they would be, of my ornament strings. All right, my last step is going to be to add all three of these card panels to the card bases. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue. I highly recommend liquid glue for this because you'll want a little bit of wiggle room if they don't match up perfectly. And so this way you can kind of get it centered all nice and neat. And that'll do it for this holiday card series. This is simplifying your dies for multiple cards and just having fun with the process. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think. If you do like it, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss more from me. Give it a big thumbs up, and make sure to leave your comment down below. Tell me which one was your favorite. Before I let you go, I did want to remind you that if you'd like to join my email list, that link will be below. I send out a lot of free printables. In fact, I'm going to be working on the next one, which is going to be holiday themed, and I think it's going to be a 2-pager. So if you want to get that in your inbox, go ahead and sign up for that email listing below. I'll also put the link to other places where we can connect, other platforms. I'm trying to build up my Instagram a little bit, so if you're on Instagram, follow me over there, and I will see you all in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.